Hey guys, Jason coming at you again at code 0.5, along with my co-host Rich.
What's up? Coming at you from the Wolf Brand Chili Studio.
We're really gonna have to try that.
They're gonna pick us up. I'm telling you.
Tell them, hey, we got a podcast you need to listen to.
Definitely.
What they're gonna do is listen to it and be like, "We're not sponsoring you guys. You don't freaking relate shit."
Yeah, not after that. Fine, we'll just tell that story with Hormel then. If you're gonna be like that.
And then watch Hormel jump all over and be like, "Where do you think we got the idea for our chili?"
Right.
Oh. Well, besides the Wolf Brand Studios here.
Yes.
Anyway, I wanted to rant a little bit today.
Uh-oh, here we go.
And I think we've had a podcast already where we talked about people not calling us for stuff.
Oh, yeah, don't call her.
Most of the calls we get, we like to work, criminal activity.
Yes.
Burglaries, any kind of assaults or, somebody getting hurt or something. We like solving crime.
Yeah, stuff that makes you think.
Well, today I get a phone call. Suspicious vehicle.
Nice.
So I'm like, okay, great. What's suspicious about it? And this isn't our, the red truck with the postal carrier stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That reminds me. You going to pull that up?
Yeah, I'm going to pull that up. Hang on. Yeah, we got to give her a shout out. Oh, come on.
Yeah, I had no idea that we had fans or that.
I think she's a fan. Hopefully she's a fan. You're Amy, you're a fan now.
We made her famous.
It's official. Yeah, it's official.
So I don't know if y'all remember, we talked in the episode where people were calling us for stuff they really shouldn't be, and we got called to a suspicious vehicle that was red and was stopping in front of people's houses.
Yep.
Come to find out, we went out there and looked at it, and the vehicle had its flashers on, and it says postal carrier on it.
Yep.
So, what was it, on Facebook?
Yeah, on one of our recent drops we did.
Somebody commented on the podcast episode about that situation. Go ahead and read it.
She said, "Hey, let me introduce myself. I'm Amy. I drive a red truck. I deliver mail out of this red truck that is clearly marked on all sides as being a rural mail carrier. And I deliver in America once a week. I had no idea I was suspicious or internet famous."
I didn't know you. We're not famous either.
No.
Yeah, and then I think
semi-professional podcasters, amateur tattoo artists. Shoot, last week I was in rookie NASCAR driver, so we just do all kinds of things.
Oh yeah, you had a pursuit.
Oh yeah, the pursuit.
But anyway, I'll go back to my story. That we had a suspicious vehicle, and I get there and, I'm en route and I'm being told that, this car, don't know when it got there, but it's parked in the middle of the road and there's nobody around. So you think about it, middle of the road, okay, it's a 2-lane road. I'm thinking it's straddling the center line. Mm-hmm. Well, it's going to be obstructing traffic from both ways. Oh, yeah. I'm going to have to get it out of the road. I'm going to have to impound this thing.
Yep.
So I get there and it's parked with a third of the car on the shoulder, and then the other 2/3 is in the road.
So they tried to get it out.
And you could tell, like, if you looked underneath it, you could tell there was like some mechanical issues. I didn't have to lay down and look, but I could.
Oh, you wasn't going to do that anyway.
Oh no, I don't like to get up.
No.
But anyway, I look down and I see, okay, it had some issues, and they tried to get it off the road. It's not like right after the top of a hill or right before it where it's could get hit, somebody could get hurt. It's out in the middle. Anybody could see it. And I'm walking up to this car, and here's another thing. If you see a police officer show up at a scene, especially one that you called him to, do not walk up there to him and then strike up a conversation. I'm walking up to this so-called suspicious vehicle. Mm-hmm. So you're going to keep your eyes on the car. I don't know if somebody had pulled up in there and there's someone inside. Right, they're drunk. I don't know if they're laying there half passed out, if they've got warrants, they might have a weapon on them. So I'm trying to keep my eyes on this car. Mm-hmm. And then this person comes walking up from their house going, "Hey, I called this in." Okay.
That's cool.
And yeah, and I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but I totally I'm ignoring her. I'm not looking at her.
You were in cop mode.
Oh yeah. It was like cop daddy mode. Time.
Cop daddy time.
So I'm ignoring her and I'm looking at the car to make sure there's nobody in there.
Right.
And then I'm trying to also kind of keep an eye on her because I don't know, maybe she is involved with this car. I have no idea what's going on.
See.
So I'm trying to assess the whole situation, make sure everything's safe. And this woman keeps trying to have a full blown conversation with me. Yeah.
Seriously.
So it's like, look, if somebody, cop shows up on something, leave him alone. Let him work. Let him do his job. Now, if you see him out getting gas or whatever, and you want to say hi or thank you or, you're worthless or whatever, yeah do it then. But if they show up on something, don't get involved because then now if there's somebody in that car and they're dangerous, then not only do I have to worry about that person in that car and I have to protect myself, I have to protect you as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it just makes it blows it. Anyway, that's not for this, but I go up there and check the car, and of course, it's got some mechanical damage. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, why are these people calling in for this? And then it's got lights inside of it too. So it's probably a pilot car for those oversized loads.
Okay.
And out of state tag, so it's most likely what it is.
Right.
Walk up there. I put a red sticker on it. Mm-hmm. Okay. If they don't come and get it in 2 days, then I'll get it out of the road. Mm-hmm. But, when you put those, because how do I know he wasn't running to the store? He's going to come back with a, I don't know,
whatever it
needed.
Yeah.
And get it fixed. I'm not going to impound that thing, then him have to go and get it and pay all that money. And, no, we're just going to leave it there for a couple of days. But, if you're going to call in something that's suspicious, I don't know how you describe suspicious because a car parked on the side of the road with no one around.
I would say
people break down. Now if there's somebody standing outside that car, mm-hmm. that might be suspicious.
Yeah, just standing there.
It's like, why are you standing there? Unless they're waiting on a ride or something. Right. Okay, maybe. Because then if I were to pull up, be like, hey, what's going on? Then I can confirm what's going on. And then if they need help, I can take them somewhere.
Right.
Then I would actually be doing something. But then today it's like, why am I being called for this?
Mm-hmm. Wasn't hurting nobody.
Now, if it was backed up and parked and blocking her driveway or something and in the road, okay, I can do something.
Right.
But even if it pulled up in their driveway, I can't do nothing now. It's on your property.
They pulled in. They pulled into my driveway. People get lost. They
have car trouble and that's also striking another thing that I would really love to talk about. But people nowadays I think they're just scared to death of each other.
Yeah. And
you'll hear them say, okay, like I wouldn't let my kid walk a mile to school nowadays with all the things that happen. Mm-hmm. Okay. When I was whatever grade it was, 3rd through 5th grade, somewhere in there, I would walk home. I don't think it was quite a mile, but I would walk home from school.
Right.
And that would have been in late 80s, early 90s. Mm-hmm. Okay. The same things that are happening now were most likely still happening then. It's just that today we don't have the communications like we do.
Right.
Or back then we didn't have them like we do now.
Yeah. Something happened. It took it a while to get from wherever it happened to everybody else because it had to go over the nightly news and that's how people are in the newspaper. But now it can happen in LA and you know about it here.
Yeah. Like within 10 minutes of it happening, you'll get it on your phone that it's happened and you'll know all about it. And the same things were happening then as they do now. It's just that we communicate better and information's readily available. So we're more aware of what happens. Right. I think back then we were just ignorant to what happens in the world.
Yeah.
But still, either way, I don't know. I still think I'd be one of those parents that I wouldn't let my kid walk home a mile.
Yeah, no, my wife won't let the kids walk to the store without a freaking buddy. I'm like, holy crap. They're juniors. I don't care. They need a buddy. I'm like, God dang, this ain't the Marines.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Got to have a battle buddy.
Well, and I think when I walked home from school, I didn't really walk home by myself. Like I had some buddies that we'd walk with, but I also think she said this, a few years ago that she would like spot check me, and every now and then, because my mom was a stay-at-home mom and my brother was a lot younger. He wasn't in school yet, so she'd stay at home with him. And then, like, she would go and get in her car, and whenever I'm walking home from school, she would be like a block over.
Oh, she'd be shadowing you?
watching, and making sure I was all right.
Wow.
So I don't think I was totally alone.
No.
I mean, and I usually had friends that I would walk with, but I was always the farthest one. So I was, after everybody else would get home, I'd be the last straggler,
Right.
walking
to make it.
But yeah, I don't know.
I don't either. I know, like, you gotta. I mean, with those kind of calls though, with like the suspicious activity calls and stuff, you never know what you're gonna walk into. There's that thing that happened earlier this week with that other department. What was it?
Oh, found in the road?
Spencer? No, it was like a car that like ran off the roadway, and they went and checked it, and they were like, okay, whatever, and left. And then the next shift, night shift, somebody else called it in, and they went, checked it. Okay, whatever. I mean, they didn't go check it, supposedly.
Oh, they
what,
just
what
looked.
they're saying.
Oh,
They just looked at it and saw it was there. Didn't see nobody moving, so they did whatever. But apparently, somebody was 10-7 in the vehicle and had been there.
Yeah.
And the tow truck driver, there was a tow truck driver or something that found her.
And see, that's what I don't understand. Is like they'll call like crazy over dumb stuff, but then, we've actually had a body laying in the road before, and it would have been there. I think some of the stuff we figured out, like the person's body would have been laying in the road for like between 3 and 4 hours, and nobody calls in, and the people drive down this road. But then if somebody has on a sleeveless t-shirt and they're ripped and they're jogging, and you can obviously tell they exercise every day, they will call in all the time saying that's suspicious. But if somebody's laying on the side of the road, not moving, people won't call it in.
We used to get that. We get that a lot. There's it's a facility, like basically a residential care facility. But the people that are there, they're all Signal 20 in one way or the other. We get that. We had this little Chinese guy, man, and we get called at least 3 times a week. He'd walk. He could only walk so far, and then he'd get tired, and he'd just lay down on the side of the road.
Wait, is this the guy that I think I've heard calls before, and he'll be like way out of town?
Oh, yeah.
And you'll hear a description, and you'll be like, yeah, I know who he is. I'll go get him.
In or out. And then it got to the point, the first couple times I'd get out and, eyeball him and check in and make sure he ain't got nothing. Like, what are you doing out here? And it just finally got to the point I'd pull up beside him, roll the window down, and be like, Hen, get your ass in the truck. Let's go. Give him a cigarette. I think I kind of caused my own problem there, because he would just walk all that way because he knew he would get called on, and he knew I would show up, and he knew he would get a cigarette. So maybe I caused my own issue.
He'd get to go for a stroll, and then he got to have a smoke afterwards.
Yeah. Freaking Hen, man. God.
You've got a little bit of a gold mine there in town.
Oh, man, that place. For years and years, I was talking to one of my old partners from down there. I was like, man, at the podcast deal, I'm trying to think of stuff we got into, back in 2012, 2013. And he reminded me of one. There's this kid named Scotty. And Scotty hated that place. But, I mean, he was crazy as the day was long. And he kept trying to figure out ways to where he could get away from there. Like, he figured if he messed up bad enough, they would send him away. Because he hated it. Because the town's small, there's nothing to do. Unless he was kind of from the city, so he's used to like 24 hours a day stuff. But this, our town rolls up at like 7 o'clock. So there's nothing for him to do.
Unless it's a football game. And then it closes up earlier.
Yeah, it closes up earlier, especially if Renix is 10-8.
So you can
shut that dude down. It ain't happening. But Scotty, he kept trying to come up with these different ways to get himself thrown out. So they would have to take him somewhere else. And we got a call one time it said it was a white male, and he's walking down the center of the road on the highway. And so me and my partner load up, and they're like, yeah, it's a white male, brown hair. And they're like, hang on, units. We think he might be naked. So we're like, what? Well, on the way over there, there's a pile of clothes in the middle of the road. And we're like, yeah, Central, he's probably going to be naked. And so we slow down, we grab the stuff, we throw it in the back of the car, and we keep going. And to lay this out for you, it was like December. It was cold, dude. There was ice. I remember it being just cold as balls outside.
Shrinkage.
Yeah, major shrinkage. For me, not necessarily for Scotty, because we came around the corner and there's Scotty, buck naked, walking down the center of the highway, dick and balls just swinging. And I look over at my partner and I'm like, okay, I'm going to pull in front of him and block him so, oncoming can't see him, and you get him and throw him in the car. And he's like, wait, what? Why do I got to grab the naked guy? I'm like, because I got to drive. I've got to put this thing in park. I've got to tell Central where we're at. I've got to turn the lights on. I have all this to do over here. You grab him. Oh, he was pissed. Oh, he was pissed. And the bad part is,
wait, why do I have to grab the naked guy?
Yeah, why do I got to grab the naked guy? I'm like, because you're on that side, like you're closer. Just snag him up. Oh, he was mad because Scotty wasn't exactly the cleanest guy. He used to do this deal where our gas stations close at like 10 o'clock, and so they take all the fried food and stuff they can't use, and they just put it in a bag and go throw it away. And Scotty, man, we get calls every night. Scotty's in the dumpster again. And we'd pull up and he'd throw the sack out, and then he'd jump out, and then he'd take this freaking sack of like fried food that had been there for God knows how long. And he'd throw it over his shoulder and just start trucking back down there to the deal. Go check on him a little while later, and everybody's cool. They're all sitting in a circle just grabbing fried food out of this trash bag. I'm like, oh my gosh, people.
Did they all know that he was dumpster diving for it?
Yeah, they knew.
Oh.
They knew. They're cool. They're cool with it.
Well, I mean, it's all wrapped up in a trash bag. Can it really be that bad?
Yeah, it's just I don't like my food to touch. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want my pizza touching my Crispito, touching my, barbecue burrito. That's just weird.
Oh, you're one of those guys. You can't be having your food touching.
Well, I mean, to a degree, then we're talking about like, I guess it don't matter, but I mean, I've seen him take like 2 pieces of pizza and a burrito and like smash them together.
Oh,
just eat it like a sandwich.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, he just. Ugh.
I thought you were talking about like food touching it all.
No, it's not. I'm not that picky on it. Certain things like, like if it's kind of a wet food, maybe. You can't have like soggy bread. That freaks me out.
Oh, well, let me tell you about my wife.
Oh?
Yeah, whenever she has breakfast, she likes her eggs over easy.
Uh-huh.
If she has like toast, bacon, and eggs, they all have to have their own plate.
What?
Yeah.
Jeez.
They can't be touching, period.
Really?
Yes.
Seriously?
Potatoes, get another plate in here.
No kidding. Is the bacon, does it got to be well done?
Yeah, she likes it crispy.
It got to be like blackened?
Well, not that bad.
Okay. I was going to say, because like my Holly, oh no.
It's kind of like a mix between a crunch and chewy kind of thing.
No, see, there's that level of crispiness there that you got to, it's got to be a certain. I get her on the bacon because Holly's form of done bacon it's not raw, but it's still kind of got a wiggle to it.
Oh yeah,
I can't do wiggly bacon. That ain't happening. No, she gets so mad at me.
I like it right before it turns into a chip.
Right. There you go. That's it. Yeah.
But mine can be touching. It's it's
see
all right.
Like that. I don't care. Like if the eggs and all that are touching, it'd be like if you had like a vegetable or something. They had like butter or whatever all over it. You just don't want the butter running into the hamburger. I don't know. It's weird. When I was a kid,
she tells me she thinks it's a form of like she thinks ADHD or ADD or something.
Do they have separate compartments when she eats it though? Does it bacon go here, toast goes here, and does it do that way?
You remember those cafeteter trays that you got when you were a kid? I bet if I had some of those, she would be set.
Oh, I'm gonna find you some now. Hang on, I'm making a note.
Whenever you have a baby and you're giving them the plates that are divided or whatever.
Yes. All right, I made a note of that. We're gonna get that taken care of. Hopefully, man, maybe we can get Wolf Brand to get us some Wolf Brand chili trays.
Never know. I actually look to see if they have merch to
Yeah,
see if
do
we
they?
can get like a Wolf Brand Chili t-shirt. I haven't been able to find any.
Really?
Uh-uh.
Little Caesars has merch.
Really?
Why don't Wolf Brand? They've been around.
We'll have more coming up on Code 0.5.
If you're looking for a political podcast that goes beyond the headlines, check out the Beltway Briefing. I'm Howard Schweitzer, CEO of Cozen O'Connor Public Strategies. Every week on the Beltway Briefing, our team of former Republican and Democratic presidential appointees, Capitol Hill veterans, and political advocates shares behind-the-scenes perspective that cuts through the noise. If you want the inside scoop, subscribe now to the Beltway Briefing here or wherever you get your podcasts.
I don't know.
You would think Wolf would have it.
Because I even was trying to find like an inflatable can
I am freaking
to
okay.
set up where we could have like, whenever we start recording these for YouTube,
Right.
we could have it sitting on the table or whatever.
Okay, so I made another note. Contact Wolf Brand Chili.
Or if any of y'all out there listening, you know of a way to get something, put it on our Facebook and let us know.
Definitely. Yeah, tell them we're trying to get a hold of them.
Like, hey, here's some Wolf Brand Chili merch. You guys can check this out.
Yeah, we can start doing like merch packs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get like a T-shirt, maybe a hat, and a can of Wolf Brand Chili.
Well, hey, your old boy that threw that Wolf Brand Chili all over that car.
Yeah.
We're going to have to get him something too.
Oh man, I seen him the other day. Man, he was like, I was like, hey, what are you doing? And he doesn't remember any of that.
Oh, really?
No, he thinks he had a heart problem. He didn't remember any of it, none of it whatsoever. Doesn't remember nothing.
Maybe he really was going to the dark side.
He said all he remembered was waking up because he said he had a heart. He said I had a heart problem and I woke up in the hospital. But he didn't remember anything, any of that. And then I was like, well, I'm glad they got your heart figured out, you know, that's good. And he's like, yeah, I just wish they'd do something about these worms. I'm like, what? And he's like, he looks me dead in the face and he's serious. I got worms. You don't want to get too close. They're contagious. I'm like, you got like worms. He's for real. Like, I don't know. I don't know if he does. I don't know if he don't. How do you, it's like a 6 foot thing. I don't, I wear a mask around him. I don't want to take a chance.
Yeah, there's no telling.
I mean, what do you say to a guy that tells you, hey, I got worms?
I don't know. You can come up with some good stuff when he's going to the dark side.
Oh, no. He didn't remember any of that.
Well, if you went through all that shit and you, like, literally, you went through all that shit, would you want to remember that?
Yeah.
I'd tell people, I'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, probably. That's
I
probably
didn't
what
shoot
it is.
shit all over the front of your patrol car. You're
Yes.
making that up.
Yeah. And that dude, I think he used to be, he used to be like security or something back in the day, before he got worms. Before he started having issues with the light and the dark.
Maybe that's what the salt was for. He's going to, because, that's what slugs. You know, you pour salt on a slug.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
he thought he could do that with the worms and he's eating the salt.
Yeah. That would probably work. If you ate a bunch of salt and you had worms,
I don't
kill
know.
'em. That'd damn sure make them thirsty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Call him and hook him up with Terminex.
Yeah.
You know what? We need to get that guy and Tweak together.
There is an episode.
Could you imagine if that guy started telling Tweak about the worms in him, where that would get to?
Oh, they'd be.
Especially if he got the Chewini involved.
Oh man. Yeah. But what if he did actually have worms and we got the Chewini worms? And, the Chewini's getting hurt by proxy over here. I don't want to cause him no trouble.
Then there'd be another reason he'd be getting rid of that dog. You're going to come home one day and that thing's going to be in your front yard.
The hell I say. No.
And there's going to be a weed eater line wrapped around a tree. And it's going to
Probably.
be tied off to that dog. And be like, I know exactly where that damn
Yeah.
dog came
I'm
from.
surprised he ain't tried to booby trap me, like tie some weed eater string to like the hitch on my car. So I, trying to pull the axle out. You know what I mean? Like in them old cop movies, like them old boys would take the chain and put it around the axle and then somebody go hauling ass past the cop. And then the cop would go and his back axle come loose. I'm surprised old freaking Tweak ain't done me like that.
I'm sure it's crossed his mind.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure there's lots of crap that's crossed his mind.
I know he hates me. He don't even like seeing me no more.
We ought to get him on like a speed dial and call in and have him get on here one day.
I could do it if you.
Be like, man, what are you up to? You dancing the disco with around your barrels in your living room?
Dude, he'd probably do it, but he'd want some kind of like compensation. He'd want me to call somebody on the pop machine deal. Well, I'll do it, but I need you to call whoever for me.
I'll get him some compensation. I'll go into the Family Dollar and get it arranged where he can come in for 30 minutes and get some stuff.
It might be worth it. It might be worth it to him.
Is he still banned from everywhere?
Oh, dude, he's been banned. That guy, he hadn't even been there very long, and it was like boom, 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 boom.
And you know the crap that he does, it could be in a movie.
Yeah.
Like those stupid comedies you see, like,
Yeah.
That's the funniest thing he ever said was whenever he started working at that job, and then like a few days later, he's in HR's office. He gets
Telling
fired.
old girl she's built like a brick shit house.
Yes.
Yeah, they kind of frown on that one. Only him, though. Only him would look at some chick he worked with and tell her, oh, you're built like a brick shit. I'm surprised he didn't get his ass beat. Surprised his old lady didn't knock shit out of him.
Yeah.
What do you mean you said that to her? Well, I know I'd be getting my ass kicked if I come home and got fired for something like that.
And if you look at the two of them, she looks like she could probably stomp the shit out of him.
Oh, she needs to.
Yeah. Yeah.
needs
Yeah.
to.
He needs to have something done.
For real.
Well, it sounds like we're coming to the end.
Well, I was going to bring something up because you had mentioned one time in one of the stories about that guy calling you because people were taking his land.
Yeah.
And like you got there and they like there
Whoever
were
I
people,
call it,
remember? And I was
Jimmy or
like, how would you
Tommy or something.
how would you charge that? So in my paperwork and this stuff that I have to do, because I'm a freaking paper pusher now, I came across that removing dirt without permission of the owner is a misdemeanor. And so I brought that up. I'm telling Holly, I'm like, hey, oh yeah, I found that out. I got to write that down so I can do it on the podcast. And she's like, for what? Oh yeah. And then she remembered your story and she's like, what? Wait a minute though. She's like, if that gravel and rock is paid for by taxes and I pay my taxes, then I paid for that rock. So it's mine. And I'm like, that's not how this works.
So is she trying to do the same thing?
She had like, I guess she had blinders on to the fact that there's like piles of rock and gravel and stuff over there by those bridges. But now she's looking and she's keyed in. And she's trying to figure out how she's going to get that shit back to the house. I'm like, no, you're not. No. Like, I know a guy called Big Al's Trucking, and he can get you a load of that. But do not be taking that shit from the side of the road. Don't do it. It's a bad deal. And speaking of shout outs, I gotta give a shout out to Victory Designs, because they're actually working on some stuff for you. I know you were needing that Cop Daddy hat, so we're getting the prototype made, and they're helping us out with that and some other stuff. So we just wanted to give them a shout out.
Yeah, let me and if you guys visit our website, you can see that we have them in there as a sponsor.
Oh yeah, they hook us up.
So
They're working on I think we're working on some stuff with our QR code. We had some ideas for, I think, some rubber duck stickers, cop rubber duck stickers.
Oh yeah.
And then you had mentioned that you would wear a Code 05 Flex Fit hat. So I got them working on that one for you. We're going to get the prototypes made.
There it is. Yeah, if you go to our website, code05.co, we've got a page there where we list sponsors. And since they're doing a lot for us and helping us out, we've got them listed in here as a sponsor. You can go in there and get custom shirts, cups, earrings, freshies. What the heck is a freshie? Is that like a scent thing or something?
Yeah, I think it's those things that Renix buys, except for these ones they make, but Renix buys his from Bath and Body Works.
What?
Yeah.
He buys stuff from Bath and Body Works?
Oh, yeah. That's his. He can name off the smells and stuff. And he'll tell you, he'll be like, they'll tell you they don't carry that no more, but they do. They just changed the name. He's told me all about it.
What is wrong with him?
I don't know. Yeah, I told you about the whole fight getting started because he was. So now he's the way our weekend shift coverage is working out. He covers like alternating, different weekends. But anyway, he was like, yeah, well, what if I got to go on a date? And I'm like, you're not. Wait, what? And he's like, well, it's been a while since I've gotten a pedicure, so I might need to go. And I'm like, you what? And he's like, yeah. And he's like talking. I can't.
So he's like negotiating with you to get some time off to go get a pedicure
Yes.
in case he has a date.
In case he has a date, yes. A pedicure.
Man, things have changed a lot. Back in my day, I think, didn't women like for the guy to be manly?
I thought they did.
I mean, I can't see a girl going into the damn nail spa or whatever, pick up their guy that's getting pedicure or whatever.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to go back to the victory stuff. Also, it says our orders, there's none that are too big or too small, and they will make your ideas come to life.
What was that last part?
It says no orders too big or too small.
Oh, okay.
They'll make your orders come to life.
Okay.
Your ideas come to life. Anyway, if you're around the Tecumseh, Oklahoma area, they're located at 1011 North Broadway. So you guys swing on by and see what they got.
Yeah, let them know you heard about them from us over here.
Yeah, let them know.
And for real, if anybody knows how to get a hold of them at Wolf Brand Chili, point them at the code 05.
Yes,
Have them hit us
please.
up.
Anyway, thanks for listening to the episode. Make sure you check out our website and also give us a review on whatever podcast player that you use. Yes. We'll catch you guys next time.
Later.